Yes, it's island vibes all summer long here in Jamrock. We know it will be an adventurous experience for some, ready to take on those exhilarating hiking trails in the Blue Mountains. And for many, long hours at one of our beaches. Wherever you spend this summer in Jamaica, we hope you experience the bliss of our tropical richness and warmth of the people. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Adrian Atkins, and ready to be your tour guide for another informative and interesting lineup. We'll keep the vibe going right after this quick break. Stay with us.
Road time for slow down. Cut the speed, let it up and ground. The road cold and up, play. Use the light in a night or day. Speed kills when you're in a hurry. Hit the child and then you cry sorry. But if you cut the speed, nobody life would bleed. Walk, stop, beg and plead. Just cut the speed. Taxi, bus driver, bike man, whole order, Mark X and Honda. Where are FIFA? Where are race? So stop. The sign it said, children crossing the speed on them. When you see a pedestrian crossing, just stop. Don't drive past them. Road safety time for slow down. Cut the speed on the young kangaroo.
Motorists, please look out for us when you're crossing the road.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 28, 2023. All members of Parliament have until July 14 to submit their project proposals for development in their constituencies. Prime Minister Holness announced in Parliament yesterday that $4 million was available for each constituency to implement specific projects under Phase 1 of the Urban Renewal and Development Programme. The proposals must include the name of the project, location, rationale for selection, estimated duration, and community impact. These are to be submitted to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation via email at ps@megjc.gov.jm or urban.renewal@megjc.gov.jm. Projects must be infrastructure-based and should include zinc fence removal and replacement, as well as park upgrading. They must also focus on installation and replacement of community street signs and the paving of sidewalks and pathways.
The Ministry's Urban Renewal and Development Branch will provide technical assistance, including evaluation of project proposals and site assessments. All projects must be completed within budget and only commence after assessment is conducted and approvals granted.
The installation of closed-circuit television CCTV cameras has started at the Brayton Primary and Infant School in St. Catherine. Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams gave instructions for the cameras to be installed following the abduction and subsequent killing of an 8-year-old student from the school compound recently.
In the assessment that was done after those 8 cameras were installed, it was reported that there are still 8 blind spots here on the property. And so already the Central Ministry of Education and Youth is in the procurement process for an additional 8 CCTV here at Brayton Primary and Infant.
Minister Williams gave the update during a special devotion held in acknowledgement of the National Day of Mourning for Jamaica's Children at the primary school on Friday. The day was used to raise awareness of cases of child abuse in all forms. The Education Ministry has indicated its commitment to outfitting all schools with CCTV cameras in order to deter or capture the actions of perpetrators who abuse the nation's children. The minister revealed that the most recent annual report from the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, shows that the entity responded to 12,604 cases of abuse in 1 year.
That is 1 in every 40 children. Looked at it another way, the figures are telling us that 1 child in every classroom across Jamaica has been abused. There's clearly a need for a whole of Jamaica approach to caring for our children. We must get better at recognizing the signs that something is about to go wrong before it actually goes wrong.
So I challenge our parents, guardians, and schools to sensitize our children to what is happening in our environment. They're not too young to be taught what to do if they feel threatened or in danger. If we can train them to do other things, then we can train them on what to do when there is a danger alert.
Persons, including children, can report child abuse by calling the 24-hour hotline 211 or the nearest police station. The Ministry of Education and Youth is informing parents and guardians that it does not facilitate the general transfer of students from one school to another. This is in reference to children who were placed at high schools through the Primary Exit Profile (PEP) exam. In a release, the ministry explained that it would only assist with transfers in cases of proximity. This is where a student may have been placed at a school in which he or she would need to travel long distances from home. The ministry is reminding parents and guardians that it is their responsibility to contact a school that is willing to accept their child or children. The procedure for transfer requires that the school accepting the student should provide the parent or guardian with an acceptance letter, while the school where the child was originally placed must provide the parent with a release letter. The parent or guardian is then required to write a letter addressed to the Permanent Secretary of the Education Ministry requesting approval for the transfer. This must be accompanied by the acceptance and release letters and should be taken to the respective regional office. Through the regional offices, the ministry will send approval letters to the accepting and releasing schools within 1 week of the date received. For further information, persons may visit the Ministry of Education's offices, which are open from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Thursdays and 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Fridays. You may also submit queries to pepaction@moey.gov.jm or call the regional directors. And finally, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade will further strengthen and deepen its relations with the diaspora tomorrow through the launch of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council and the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. The launch will also sensitize stakeholders on the roles of both councils. State Minister with responsibility for diaspora affairs, Alonda Terrelong, says through mechanisms such as the councils, the government continues to highlight policy initiatives that improve engagement with the diaspora, an important strategic development partner. Candidates for membership on the councils were selected earlier this year following several elections across the 3 major diaspora locations, namely Canada, the UK, and the United States of America. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
We need all Jamaicans to know that child abuse is not just an issue for the government. It's an issue for all Jamaicans. So we need everybody to help us to protect our children. If you know of a child who is being victimized, a child who is abused or neglected, just make that report so we can get that child the help they need. Calling or reporting is easy. All you have to do is remember to call 211. If you are an adult, if you're a child, if you are in church, in your community group, wherever you are, once you are aware there's a child who is in need of care and protection, just be the one and call 211.
The government is engineering several development initiatives to move Jamaica forward. Get a deeper insight into the plans for sustainable growth in the 2023-2024 fiscal year. Take a look.
The Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation in the 2023-24 fiscal year is working to achieve its mandate in all areas that are critical to Jamaica's sustainable development. The government has embarked on a major game changer with the push to significantly improve Jamaica's public thoroughfares. And with that, a $40 billion road improvement project is on the horizon. The Shared Prosperity Through Accelerated Improvement to Our Road Network SPARK program will modernize over 2,000 roads across the island.
The vision is to create a transport network that is safe, efficient and reliable to meet Jamaica's economic and social needs.
Several other road projects are being tackled under the Special Capital Expenditure Program over a 36-month period.
It is expected that the Grange Lane project will be first to be undertaken before the end of the quarter.
Highway expansion is a major part of the road transformation push. The extension of the toll road from Maypen to Williamsfield is on track for completion by the end of August 2023.
Overall, the project is 93% complete. What is also true is that we are now at 93% completion rate in respect of the road from Arborview, St. Andrew to Yalas in St. Thomas.
All the communities between Yalas and Prospect will boast new road, water, and telecoms infrastructure before the end of 2023. So too will those communities from Morant Bay all the way to Cedar Valley, where the work is 90% complete.
Through this program, we're providing the spark to better resilience in moving around the parishes of Portland and St. Thomas in any weather.
The government is putting in place a program to construct, replace, or repair 32 bridges at a cost of $4.8 billion over the next 2 years. The National Works Agency, NWA, has completed the design parameters for 8 of 10 through an allocation of $1.2 billion. The designs for the other 2 should be completed by the end of August 2023. Jamaica Broilers has also contributed $50 million to help with the construction of the Spring Village Bridge.
We have in the budget $70 million on the recurrent expenditure for bridges. I'm committing that $70 million along with the $50 million from Broilers to commence construction in Spring Village Bridge almost immediately.
$35 million is set aside to replace the rails on 15 bridges in St. James and St. Elizabeth.
On the new social housing program, a total of 137 housing units or 331 homes have been completed as of the 21st of April 2023. This program has benefited over 523 Jamaicans across 48 constituencies.
Even more Jamaicans will have their housing needs met this fiscal year. The ministry is also collating data through the Census of Squatter Settlements initiative to formulate a suitable method for dealing with this long-standing issue.
The government has committed to issue 20,000 certificates of titles over a 3-year period under the National Land Titling Program.
This year, the National Land Agency, NLA, will undertake the surveying, mapping, adjudication, valuation, and registration of 1,000 parcels of land in St. Elizabeth for the National Irrigation Commission project. The NLA will also award a contract for electronic titling software e-titling and finalize legislative amendments with a view to launching the e-titling system in 2025. As part of the urban renewal agenda, work to upgrade 3 major parks under the Community Upgrade and Beautification Project is slated for implementation in the year.
Water is everybody's business, and this administration has acknowledged that given the effect of climate change, our water security will require an all-hands-on-deck approach, particularly during times of drought.
The National Water Commission, in collaboration with the National Works Agency, will continue the installation or replacement of pipelines along several corridors under the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Program. Plans are also in place to roll out the non-revenue water NRW program island-wide in the short to medium term. Over the next 3 years, government has committed to upgrading 15 wastewater treatment plants in St. Thomas, Portland, St. Mary, St. Catherine, and Clarendon to ensure safe public health conditions. The expansion of the sewage collection network in Kingston and St. Andrew and Port Antonio will also be undertaken.
Among the priorities for the Central Wastewater Treatment Company for this fiscal year will be the sludging of the Soapberry facility to return the plant to its design capacity to process some 75,000 cubic meters of effluent per day. The operation of the sludge to dislodge the pond is expected to run for approximately 1 year at a cost of $85 million.
The Soapberry treatment plant's transfer station in Greenwich Town will also be addressed.
The continued presence of several legacy challenges at the Greenwich facility have become intolerable. The government will therefore rehabilitate this facility to remedy those conditions and provide improved conveyance in the Kingston metropolitan area.
As the government continues to do good on its mandate of making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business, 4 major projects will be built out within the next 3 years. The Garmex redevelopment and expansion in Kingston, Morant Bay Urban Center in St. Thomas, Nago Head Integrated Business Center in Portmore, and the Bound Brook Urban Center in Portland are at various stages of construction. Construction is scheduled to begin on the new Houses of Parliament government campus in the second quarter of the financial year, with a predicted completion date of June 2025. Meanwhile, the Portmore Resilience Park is expected to begin in the second quarter of this financial year, with completion expected by November 2023. The UDC is also spearheading the Caymanas commercial and housing development, where a middle-income residential development will be constructed. Infrastructure works will begin in the fourth quarter of the 2023-24 financial year, with completion expected in 15 months.
We have heard the concern and aspiration of our citizens, and we are determined to continue the transformation of key development drivers in this country. We will continue to foster an environment that will drive growth. We will prioritize the development of our infrastructure as a key pillar toward achieving our modernization goals.
Respect for myself and others. Self-discipline means there's a right way to conflict resolution. Kindness and compassion say being nice is normal. Honesty and integrity are badges of honor. Yes, we choose values for life. Are you looking for an outdoor experience this summer? Well, you might want to take a trip to the cool side of Jamaica. Here you will discover a down-to-earth Jamaican summer hidden in our lush hills. Watch this.
A land with a blue depth of Caribbean Sea embracing its shores, with trees shading your backs, with the wind gusting through the branches to play a reggae beat on our skins. And above all, a land with a tropical climate. It's warm weather all year round, but with a slight variation between summer, winter, and a little more variation between hot and cold, just cool enough. This is Jamaica, and this is a cool summer in Jamaica. Where the wind caresses the trees and fruits make their beds, adoring the gifts of nature at Pablo's farm in cool Mandeville.
We're located in Kendall, right next to the disastrous Kendall, or historic Kendall train crash. You know, it's just over from there. And we are just under the Shooters Hill Mountain. Real nice and cool. You know, we enjoy temperatures of 85. When it's really on a hot day, it's almost 90 degrees, but because of the place being heavily wooded, we get all that coolness that you're feeling here today.
But from that one disaster blossomed the very beauty of life itself, operating for over 30 years.
If you come to Pablo's farm, you can find horses. I have a pony, a single pony. Her name is Cloud. She's 10 years old, and she's well schooled, so she's used to children and adults. You know, she doesn't nip, she doesn't kick, you know, or so. Behind me here is Rico. He's a 4-year-old thoroughbred. He's well schooled. Anybody can mount him. He won't bolt. He reacts to commands, so I can tell him what to do.
And there's this famous expression, never pull a horse's tail. Well, Pablo pulled Rico's tail while washing it, and he never budged. Now that's as safe as it gets.
I mean, he's so docile. Even when you wash him, he lifts his leg for you to give him a thorough wash. And he's a kind, warm horse. He'll eat out of your hand.
And there's more to see at Pablo's farm.
We have rabbits, and the kids pet the rabbits. We have pigeon, which they just look on because it's a crested bootyfoot pigeons that we have. They are really, really pretty. We have native chickens like frizzy fowl. They call them in Trinidad. They are sense fowl to us in Jamaica. We have peel neck fowl, right, which is a kind of vulture fowl. I mean, not acting like a vulture, but the neck is featherless, and so we have that too. We have Dominic. We have guinea chicks also on the farm. We have peacocks on the farm. We have goat on the farm, and they're all subject to petting. You know, kids can touch them and feel what they feel like. So it's quite an experience.
While you can go there in just about any season of the year, summers are rather special.
Well, we offer the summer program, and kids can come from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock. It's an open land, you know. I encourage the trees to shelter, you know, let them be more au fait with nature. So I encourage them to shelter under the trees. We have benches over here that they can sit. When the kids come, they're allowed to ride the horse, supervised. They're allowed to ride the pony, supervised. They're allowed to see the peacock open its tail, right? They can walk to the coops and look at the guinea chick. We have chickens in little cages that they can have close-up look. They can feed them out of their hands, you know, just to get a little bravery in them.
And for the adults?
And, you know, adults come here for the stroll. You know, it's nice, it's quiet, it's safe. And so sometimes I have 1 or 2 adults doing a morning walk, you know, or just a general stroll around the farm.
Enjoy a cooler summer in tropical Jamaica. Visit Pablo's farm and enjoy the island in all its natural glory.
Keep that smile on their faces and preserve their innocence. Cherish the moments you have with them and create the best memories. Let's inspire our children to dream big and work hard to achieve all they aspire to be. Take the time to listen to our children and really hear their side of the story. Our children deserve love and the right to access their basic needs. Do your part and protect our children.
that happens, tourism is local or global. And so everything that you do at the parish council is critical to tourism. So there can be no tourism if the local laws that govern our communities behave and operate are not properly managed and executed. So the councillors and the mayor, critical to tourism. You can't have tourism if the communication system is not working. So the telecommunication system, the telephone company, and now you're going to internet, and now you're going into digital this and digital that. Critical. So these are partners. So we have to build then a policy which seeks to bring all of these players and partners together.
Children are the future, and ensuring our future is healthy requires that children are always provided with nutritious foods to grow well and live long. Unhealthy diets high in sugar, salt, and fat consumed by children may make them obese and prone to non-communicable diseases later in life. Healthy foods and beverages not only help them learn better, but also protects them from non-communicable diseases such as some cancers, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases in their childhood and adult life. So, whether it's at home, in the lunch bag, or at school, let's make healthy foods and beverages for our children the only rule.
Don't forget to stay hydrated and pack your sunscreen as you plan those summer trips. You can find more content like this on our website, jis.gov.jm, where we keep you up to date with accurate and relevant information. You can also send your feedback on today's show or any of our programs via email to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson, thanking you so much for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.